Okay. Let's try this again. Let me calibrate. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. This is so fucking annoying. I just went live and I yapped for 16 minutes before Dantae came in and well, let me know that I was actually live on the other channel, that I created last week. So I was actually yapping on the German channel for 16 minutes. I have no idea how Dantae found me, but I'm glad that he did because, well, otherwise I would have probably kept going because there was no indicator of me being on the wrong, on the wrong channel, and that's kind of annoying. That just drained my all of my energy. I'm sorry. Like I've spent the last 24 hours, pretty much, just adjusting a bunch of scenes because I want to be more flexible in the future, and I also want to be more efficient when it comes to just switching games and preparing games. So I did a bunch of things in my OBS settings that will now allow us to be way more flexible. So if we want to jump from Elden Ring to, let's say, Fortnite, we can do that. In the past I wasn't able to do that because I pretty much just reused the same scenes and just changed a bunch of things like the location of the chat and whatnot. So it was not efficient at all. But today, let's just forget that. Let's just erase the last 60 minutes out of our brain. Especially the YouTube people, because I just had to delete the YouTube stream. So welcome to our first milestone of the new channel, I would say. Of our new YouTube channel. Like, it's been a while since we had our last milestone here on Twitch, but on YouTube, everything is going pretty cool. And we reached 500 subscribers, which is the first step in my goal to reach the partner status by the end of the year. So yeah, it's almost at 700. Almost at 700. It is insane. As I said in the one stream that is now deleted, that one particular short where I for the first time had a call to action where I actually called people to subscribe to the channel so we can reach more subscribers. That short alone created more subscribers or brought more subscribers to the channel than all the other 98 or 99, I don't know how many it is, but at this point it's close to 100 shorts combined. So the one short basically outperformed 3 months worth of daily shorts. It is insane. Now the question backs to whether these people will return to the channel, whether these people will watch our live streams, whether these people watch the other content on the channel. It doesn't matter. At this point, the only thing that matters is that we reached the first step and we can now push for partner. So thank you for that. Thank you for everyone who has subscribed, who has watched the shorts, who has shared the shorts, who is actively helping me to get back on my feet when it comes to content creation. Because we used to be a partner before. We are not a partner anymore. Because of things that happened in my life, and I took a break from uploading on YouTube, and then YouTube was like, hey, you know what? You haven't uploaded in 4 months, so we're gonna kick you out. We're gonna kick you out. Which is a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. So I was like, okay, you know what? You kicked me out. I'm gonna start fresh. I needed a fresh start anyways. So we're almost back at where we left off with the other channel that is not anymore. And German ads. We have German ads, everyone. What did you want to say? I don't know what I wanted to say. That's just me. I have a very, very bad short-term memory. No, there was... now I forgot what I wanted to say just 2 seconds ago. 7 more shorts till your 100th. That is crazy. Yeah, 100 shorts in 3 months is actually crazy. You said my name, then I got an ad. I just said that if you weren't in my stream, like if you did not come around my stream, then I would have probably continued streaming on the German channel. So thank you for that. You should definitely do a special 100th short. I mean, I should do so many things, but I do have an executive disorder, so I cannot do things. You know how many things I have planned, but I cannot really execute them. For now, fingers crossed, I just hope that we can execute the Halloween stream, and then everything that comes after that, we'll see. It's just, I had so many more plans for this channel, but we don't want to dwell into things that could have been. What's important is what is now, and now people are still supporting me. You're supporting me, Little Ryan, Dantae supporting me, Lexi's still here, Double Choker Chip, a bunch of people are still here, a bunch of people joined us over on YouTube as well, so that is very important, and I'm very appreciative of that. And now we'll just see what we'll do in the future. I want to upload more long-form content, because while the short-form content is awesome, right? It is not it is not really the type of content, unless you go ultra viral, that will create a community, a long-term community. So we need a little bit more long-form content for that. So I will probably go away from a daily short upload and do it more like once every 2 days maybe, so I can focus a little bit more on long-form content, which I think is very important. Also, there's also a different reason for that, so I'm not just doing it because I do want to do long-form content, which I do, but there's also a different reason. Shorts do not count towards watch time if you want to reach the partner status. So I've accumulated almost 1,600 hours of watch time, which will not be counted. Because YouTube thinks only long-form content watch time is important if you want to become a partner. So we gotta dial it back a little bit on the shorts and focus a little bit more on the long stuff. It's only because I got Discord and I don't know how to join a Discord server. So I looked up a YouTube tutorial. I still don't know. WWE fan, don't forget him. I did not forget him. Like, there are a bunch of other people that I could name on the list of very, very, very loyal supporters. People that have not left my side. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And for today, I have absolutely nothing planned, because I thought, hey, it's a celebration of us. It's a celebration of our community. So, what do you want to do? We can play Fortnite, we can play Fall Guys, we can play Baldur's Gate, we can play Elden Ring, we can play TCG Card Simulator, although there was a recent update and I haven't updated the mods yet, so the mods would probably not work properly. I have created scenes for 6 games, and there are still 2 games that I wanted to add. One, unfortunately, did not turn out the way I wanted it, so I wanted to play Dead Space today, which is an awesome game. I played it like 8 years ago. I don't really remember, but it was a terrific sci-fi horror game, and they remade it last year, so there's a Dead Space remake, and I currently have a subscription for the Game Pass, and Dead Space is part of that subscription. So I thought, hey, perfect. It's a game I played a couple of years ago. I remembered it being very, very good. It's currently Spooktober. We haven't really played a spooky game yet, so why not play it? But the game is so badly optimized, and I mean it. And you can also read it online. People have struggled with like 4080s and 4090s, and they cannot play that game stutter-free. So it was lagging out my VTuber, which is normal if there's a game that doesn't lock the FPS. So I was like, okay, let's try and lock the FPS. Happy Thursday, Double Choke Chip. Happy Thursday to you as well. That Hydrate redeem just reminded me. Well, first, cheers. Let me drink something. To us, the Jinyu Force. The biggest force on the internet. Maybe not today, at this day, but it will be in the future. We will grow. I promise you that. Okay, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, I tried to keep the frames. I tried to put everything on low settings, and it did not work. It kept stuttering, and the stuttering was so bad at some point that I got nauseous. Like I really like I was about to vomit. It was so bad. Probably because it was combined with the blur, so it was motion blur and it was stuttering, like micro stutters. It was so bad, so I had to uninstall it. So I will still look for a horror game for us to play. Maybe tomorrow or on Sunday. On Saturday I have plans. But Sunday or Friday, tomorrow, we can play maybe a horror game. Phasmophobia could be an option, yeah. You should totally do the Star Wars Squadrons campaign sometime. Just something to add to your extremely long list. Yeah, I mean, now that I have the Game Pass, we can also play Sifu. Don't worry, it's just German ads in the background. We can play Sifu, which is a Kung Fu game. It's just, like, I love Kung Fu. It's probably a perfect game for us. I don't know. I haven't played it. I only seen trailers. And at this point, it's like 2 years old or 3 years old. So Sifu is an option still. The second game, Star Wars game, is also now an option with the Game Pass. But I feel like we should do that next year. Because at this point, like, we should play Star Wars next year, and we will start with the first game. Just like I tried to do with God of War. We will try and do the same with Jedi Fallen Order, and then we'll play the sequel to that. Might take us a couple of months, but we'll get there. Yeah, Pal World is also on my list. Yeah, there are actually a lot of games that we could play now. Wait, let me just check for a second. Okay, the YouTube chat is working. I was just making sure that I'm live on the correct channels. Yeah, Diablo 4, I haven't played Diablo 4. Spider-Man 2 is coming out on my birthday. Yeah, there are so many great games. I need to get this thesis done. I haven't started yet, and I highly doubt that I'll get it done by, or I will like officially start by like the middle of November at this point, because the prof is not really replying that fast. I get like a reply once a week. So, but I need to get that done because 2025 is gonna become probably the greatest year in gaming history. Don't forget GTA 6 coming out next year as well. So lots of things to play, lots of games to stream, lots of opportunities now, lots of options. Just too many options if you ask me. I need to find a system. There are two types of things that we can do. Either we turn into a true variety streamer where we really rotate every single day. Every single day we play something else until those games are done. I've seen a bunch of people do it. Ozna, for example, that we follow, is someone that does it the exact same way. So he plays like 8 different games in rotation until some of them are finished, and then he just rotates in new games. So that could be an option. Or we'll just try and focus on one game and actually have a 6 or 7 hour stream. And if we have multiple 7-hour streams just playing, we will also get through these single player games very fast. So those two are the options. Which one do you prefer? Like, personally prefer? You should totally download Overwatch and get the free Game Pass skins. Yeah, maybe I should do that. I got 3 months worth of Nitro today because of the Game Pass. Oh, by the way, if you gift a subscription on my channel or any other channel on Twitch, then you also get 3 months worth of Nitro. I don't know if it also works on existing channels. Please read first before you subscribe or gift a subscription to someone on Twitch. But it is an event that will run until October 31st. So until Halloween. Focus one game at a time is what you prefer, Double Chocolate Chip. That is actually something I prefer too, because that also allows me to immerse myself in the game. But the problem is if I play, for example, God of War, I'm completely out of it. Like when I played through God of War on the PS4, I actually finished it in a couple of days. Because I was so immersed I 100%ed it as well, and I don't really have the same feeling, not only because I already played through it, but also because I play it like once a week for 3 hours, and it's just, there's no way that you can be invested in a story like that. Or a story-focused game. A Way Out looks fun too. I played A Way Out with a very good friend of mine. So, yeah. That is a fantastic game to play with someone else. What's Nitro? Nitro is a... Nitro is like the subscription service from... what is it called? Discord. So it gives you a bunch of... It gives you a bunch of perks on Discord. So you can have like a dynamic avatar and... I don't exactly know what it does. The important thing for Nitro, for me at least, is that you can upload bigger files. Because you're kind of limited if you don't have that subscription. You can upload up to... like files up to like 50 megabytes at this point. It used to be 5, now they increased it to 50. But if you have a Nitro subscription, you can actually upload 500 megabyte files, and you can also live stream on Discord. But I've never tried that, and I don't really want to try that because live streaming on 2 channels, on YouTube and Twitch, is already pretty difficult. And I now have technically 3 channels, or like 4 channels, because I created 2 German channels as well. And I did not get the chance to stream more on the German channel just because if I would do it the way I want to do it, I would burn out within 3 days. Because switching between all of those scenes and all the elements and overlays, that was already just such a headache on Monday. And I only did it once so far. That's just too much work for me right now, at least. In the future, I would love to do both, like do German streams in the morning, English streams in the evening, but right now I just cannot handle it. So the German experiment kind of failed, just because I am not able to manage all of those things, and also IRL stuff. And my nephew was here until yesterday, and Lady Jin and university stuff and work, and it's just, if I would continue it that way, I would burn out, like seriously. Double Trigger makes the most sense. You can do God of War and Card Simulator or something. Don't play one game, but play one story game at a time. Okay, that makes sense. Do you have a Discord server? Yes, we do. Oh man, I'm so slow in reading those messages, I'm sorry. Like once I start babbling, I'm like a waterfall. Just keeps on falling. Well, thank you, Lil Rai, for doing mod work today. Thank you so much. I could actually, like, every single one of our OG members at this point, I can just appoint to a mod, like, because like none of our mods can be in the streams at the same time or during the week. So I can, if you want to, like, if one of you wants the mod role, you can have it. Like Emong plays story game, but also Overwatch for the most part. So he doesn't get burned out of the story game. I had my VIP taken away 2 times. Wait, are you currently VIP'd, Lil Rai? Do you currently have your VIP? Pretty sure I gave it to you back some... What? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Why didn't you not tell me sooner? Lil Rai 05. Okay, sorry, I apologize. Welcome back. A very important... It used to be Panda. Now we don't really have a word for it. Very important... Very important... Person is just boring. We need to find a different name for it. I won't mind mod. I'm listening. Dantae, you need to be at least 16 plus for mod. At least. There was a while where I was not on Twitch. Yeah, I remember that. And then you came back, and I'm pretty sure I gave you the VIP badge back. And then I did another VIP purge. And you've been around after that for very frequently. So I'm very surprised that I did not give you the VIP badge back sooner. Make it VIG. Very important, Jin. I like that. I'm 16 plus on Discord. Okay. That's not how age works, but okay. VIP, if you like stick around a bit longer and you get that VIP badge, Dantae. I promise you. Watch me disappear again? No, it's fine. It's fine. As I told you many times, it's completely fine if you disappear from the channel because of IRL. I understand that. It's just nice if you just tell me beforehand. Like, hey, exams are coming up. Or, hey, I just got a new girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, etc. I need to step back a while. You don't have to, like, I'm not your father or your uncle or any relative of yours. You don't have to tell me. But I'm just saying, if you don't tell me and you disappear for a couple of months, I will just assume that you will not come back. Because if you just disappear out of nowhere, like a bunch of people we had in the past, like Vitaly and whatnot, remember those people? They just disappeared out of nowhere. Like, they just disappeared. They used to be super frequent on a day. We're here on a daily basis. No word, just disappeared. And then I cannot just keep their VIP spot forever. At some point, my father's dead now? It's so sad. Are you talking about Vitaly? I remember you calling him your father. Or is it you're actually dead? Like my heart sank into my pants for a second. Okay, you were talking about Vitaly. Oh, thank God. Girlfriend, no, makes me laugh. Don't laugh. Don't laugh. You are at the right spot currently. Finding a girlfriend, Little Right. Or boyfriend. Whichever one you want. Fine with me. Not my actual, he's just on a business trip. Okay, good. Business trip could also be a very nice euphemism for people passing away. Like Zimby, my cat. He's on a business trip. He's trying to sell God something. He'll be back soon. Alien is fine too. Alien Isolation is a game I looked up right before I started to stream, but it's $40. So it's kind of expensive. If I had the money for a AAA title this month, I would have bought Silent Hill because it's like, first of all, a remake, a very well done remake. Second of all, it's a game that anti-woke people hate, so that makes it even more, like, even better for me. No, and third of all, I haven't really played Silent Hill on PlayStation 2. And I was a PlayStation 2 kid. And it's like part of PlayStation culture at this point. It's like Silent Hill 2. It's just because I was never really a big fan of horror games, so I avoided some gems that were part of the PlayStation 2 era. So it would have been a perfect opportunity for me to, well, play one of the PlayStation 2 gems. Hi, 6-1. How are you doing today? Happy Thursday. Welcome, welcome. By the way, you're still in the car? Fucking hell, dude! That is because nothing goes my way today. I mean, it's fine. It's fine. Then we just had a talk in our car, but we reached our destination. We reached our destination. It's because it is so infuriating. It's because I started to stream on the wrong channel and then I restarted it because I was already here in this channel. Okay, wait, now the YouTube chat is not working, but I know why it's not working, so I can fix that in just a second, okay? Just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second. I'll fix the YouTube chat in a second. Because I have to go into the live stream thingy. And then... Boop. Okay, why do I get pregnancy commercials? What the fuck is going on? Sometimes YouTube does more than you do. And if I get pregnancy commercials, I get very scared for a couple of minutes. It's like, you don't know what your significant other is Googling. That leads to these targeted ads. But nobody's pregnant. Nobody's pregnant. At least I hope so. Twitch chat. Now watch the Twitch chat actually come back to life. I mean YouTube chat, not Twitch chat. Boom! Okay. See? See how I did that? I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm perfect. I'm a pro when it comes to troubleshooting. Okay. Now I need to catch up with your messages. Ouch! Stop throwing bottles at me. Ah. Okay, thank you. Okay. Anti-woke people hate everything. That is true. Dang, I wish I had a spare key to give you. You could get for less than $10 before Isolation 2 was announced. What? Less than $2? I'm okay, and you? I'm doing great. I just almost lost my mind because I started the stream. I started yapping for 16 minutes and then I realized I was actually live on the German channel. Which shouldn't have happened because I logged out of all German channels and then I logged back in Stream Elements, like in OBS. So that should not have happened. That's why I was so confident. Usually I check if I'm actually live or not. I do the same on YouTube. But I was so confident because there was no way that that could have happened. That was an option. But it happened anyways. Yeah, that was a long trip. And thank you, Dantae. Dantae saved my life now twice. First, reminding me that I'm on the wrong channel. And now reminding me that I am on the wrong overlay. Panda, are you pregnant? No, nobody's pregnant. Did I not say nobody? I said nobody. I just said that sometimes if I get those ads, like, the mind is crossing... the thought is crossing my mind. Not the mind is crossing my thought. It's 2024, men can get pregnant and that's okay. Jinyo having a baby, Jinyo Jr. No, I hope not. No kids. For now. For now. 2 years down the line, we can talk about it. Right now, no chance. No chance. I still want to have the option, or at least the illusion, that I will not be here next year or the year after that. Next year, it's very likely that I'm still here. The year after that, I either want to be in Scandinavia or in the USA. But it also kind of depends on who wins the election. And I don't want to talk about the politics, but there's like one a little bit of pro-immigration. The other one is not so pro-immigration. But let's not go deeper into that. I'm just saying that I wish 2 years from now I will not be in the same spot than I am. That's my hope. And kids would change that significantly because you are just kind of trapped. It does the GIF? It does. It does weird because we have in this scene, not in the other scenes. In the gaming scenes, I cannot go with the fancy chat. I mean, I could, but it's kind of like distracting a lot. But in this scene, in our just chatting scene, emotes are usually displayed. Even the 7 TV emotes, if you have them, if you have the 7 VT TV thingy installed, the plugin, what is it called? An extension. It should be displayed like this. You see that? So if you haven't already, I advise you to download the 7VT browser extension, and then you can post these funny things. Emotes. I'm missing words today. You want to come to the US? I want to be where you are. I mean, I'm very happy living in Germany. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, very, very happy. We have no natural disasters. Okay? I mean, we had floods, but that's pretty much it. There are no hurricanes here in Germany. Healthcare system is fantastic here in Germany. Everything in general is just... It's safer, let me just put it like that. It's less risky, definitely less risky. But I've been living a very safe life for most of my life. And I also feel like I'm still young enough, even though I'm not the youngest anymore, but I'm still young enough to experience something else. And since neither Lady Jin or I are tied to something, we can just basically uproot, is that the word, and move wherever the fuck we want. We just need to find a way to finance that step. Let's swap passports. You become Canadian, I become German. I mean, Canada is kind of I don't know if that is offensive or not, but a lot of people told me that Canada is kind of like Germany, but in America, basically. It's like an American Germany, because healthcare system is kind of similar. The educational system is kind of similar. So yeah, maybe Canada is the step. Who knows? We get tornadoes in Indiana. See? Can we swap places? Maybe. I mean, I wish we could. You can be in the Midwest and I can be in the North Germany or whatever. It would be cool if we could just switch places for a second. That would be nice. Hi, Fade Jurassic World. Thank you so much for joining the Jinyu Force. Welcome. I hope you're real and not a wanna become famous follower bot. I've been getting them a lot again. How are you doing, Fade Jurassic World? I haven't watched Jurassic World. I watched Jurassic Park, but I've watched Jurassic World. You want to be a risk taker? Go to Las Vegas, eat at Heart Attack Grill, have their 20,000 calorie burger. No, I think I'm good. I mean, if I visit America, don't get me wrong, I will definitely check out all the fast food joints you have there. But I will also try and not die my first week over there. Be right back. Gonna get me some tea. Awesome. For now, I'm fine. That's good. That's good, Fate Jurassic. Like, where are you from? Let me guess. America. Just because 90% of our community is from America. Hi, Techno. Hey, good to see you. Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. Taste of freedom. US. A. Yeah, I mean, if my dream doesn't happen and I don't end up anywhere else in the world, I still want to visit the USA. I also want to visit South America. I haven't been to South America yet. So North and South America, definitely places that I want to at least visit for at least a month or two. I'm from Brazil. Nice. That's awesome. That is awesome. Speaking of Brazil, god damn it. On Tuesday, I watched Borussia Dortmund play against Real Madrid. I'm saying that because Vinicius Jr. completely destroyed us, and Vinicius Jr. is Brazilian. I'm a Dortmund fan. I'm a huge Dortmund fan. We were leading with 2 goals. I went to Discord. I wanted to brag, and I was like, hell yeah. We're currently destroying Real Madrid. The game ended 5-2 for Real Madrid. I'm never gonna praise Dortmund ever again. Don't go to Carl's Jr.'s White Castle, in and out. I'm a biased Texas. I do want to try out all 3 of those because I constantly see like Carl's Jr.'s commercials when I'm watching the NBA, and that looks very delicious. And what's the other one? Wingstop? The only reason Jinyo tolerates me, I'm one of the rare non-Americans here. No, I tolerate every single person. I don't have any favorite children. My Canadian children and my American children. You're all the same to me. Unless you start being mean and saying mean words to me. Just go to Florida. They have personal beef with God. Oh yeah, I will probably avoid Florida. Florida is kind of, to me, Florida is like Australia. They have a lot of very dangerous animals there. Florida is like mini Australia to me. Is that assumption wrong? So if I write it wrong, it's because I'm from Brazil. Oh, no problem. Fate Jurassic World. I'm from Germany, so like I make mistakes as well. Typing English, speaking English. Apart from our Canadian and American community members, nobody is perfect. When it comes to the English language. It's fine. It's totally fine. You can even, if you have super duper troubles writing something Jurassic World, you can also try and write it in Brazilian and Portuguese, not Brazilian. Brazilian doesn't exist. It's Brazilian Portuguese, or your version of Portuguese. Which, in my opinion, and I'm not saying this because you are here, Jurassic World, but the Brazilian Portuguese sounds cooler than the original Portuguese. Because it has more flair. Jinyu was celebrating too early when Germany had the lead in 1966 but lost to England 4-2. I celebrated very early in a lot of my like soccer career, but you shouldn't be scared to celebrate. You shouldn't be scared to brag either. That's part of the fun of being a sports fan and a soccer player, or a sports player in general. I mean, they're all money laundering places. This is a joke so I don't get sued for defamation. Jokes are allowed on this channel. Jokes are allowed on this channel. Not too edgy jokes though. Like we are not 10 anymore. Like we don't need to say the N-word for fun. Like a lot of other channels on like Kick and whatnot. There's no fun in saying the N-word. Unless you have the correct ethnicity to use that expression. It's so funny to me, and this is, I don't want to go deeper in this topic, but the same people that say, hey, white people can say the N-word too, it's just a word, are the same people that constantly get triggered by other words. It's very funny to me. The hypocrisy on Twitter is just very delicious sometimes. Australia just has personal beef with the freaks of nature. I mean, hasn't a civilization in Australia started? Like, apart from the native people that were in Australia, but Australia was an exile, right? If I remember correctly. I'm not talking about the native people that already lived in Australia. I'm talking about the people that settled, basically, to Australia. They were exiled, right? Australia was kind of a prison. I feel like the nature represents that. The nature in Australia is just there to punish prisoners. It's evolution. Nature evolved around the prisoners. Wait, didn't you mean Florida is a mini Austria or Australia? No, Australia. Because I tell you, Australia and Florida are not the same. Just to me, it looks like, because they have like very dangerous snakes in Florida and alligators and whatnot, and the people are kind of on, what was his name? Steve Irwin? Like, there's a term for it, right? Like Florida man. Florida man is basically a dude like Steve Irwin that just touches everything. and wrestles with gators. Don't worry, he can't speak English some days. Yeah, it's especially bad when I'm taking longer breaks and also breaks in between. My English is the best if I'm, well, streaming daily. So we need to get this channel to a point where I can stream daily, okay? Just get me to a place where I can do this full time, and then I can just show Lady Jin the receipts and go, hey, we would even earn more, Lady Jin, if we move to the States, closer to our beloved community. And then she'll be like, will I get a purse from all your subscription money? I'll say, hell yeah. And then we move. That's the plan. That's the plan. It's so simple. You just need to share this channel everywhere. Just tell people that my plan is to give away $1 million if we reach, I don't know, 1 million subscribers or something like that. Just lie to them. Doesn't matter. Do you like dinosaurs? I like dinosaurs. I love dinosaurs. But my ideas of dinosaurs have changed a little bit ever since that one guy, that scientist, I don't know which one scientist it was, but they showed like a computer simulation of how dinosaurs actually look like, or not actually look like, but most likely look like, and they look way less reptile-ish. They looked more like birds. So they gave them like very colorful feathers, and some even looked like huge parrots, just gigantic parrots. So my what is the word? My perspective of dinosaurs has changed a little bit. They look kind of less cool with all those feathers. Yes, Australia was a jail basically. The Austrians wouldn't be able to survive in Australia. That is true. We don't talk about the Florida man. He wants to be the very best like no one ever was. To speak English is the real test. To write is his cause. I mean, the only way to actually get better, or better than I am currently, and I'm not bragging, I'm not saying like I'm the best at speaking English, but I think the next step in actually, see, I'm missing a word, verfestigen, like to anchor it in my brain and let it stay there like permanently. I think the next step is to actually like move to a place and speak to native people more. Jinyu, want to try catch them all with languages? I mean, at some point I tried, but I'm not at that age anymore. The older you get, the harder it is to learn languages. That's why if you have kids, and if you in a bilingual household or a multiple lingual household, that's when you need to start to teach them. Just like, I don't know if you watch PewDiePie. He used to be the biggest YouTuber on YouTube, the biggest YouTuber on YouTube, the most subscribed YouTuber, and he moved with his wife. So he's a Swede, right? His wife is Italian. They moved to Japan, and they now have a kid. So at some point, also they speak English with each other. So at some point he has to learn English, probably Japanese in school, or to just live there in Japan. He probably has to learn Italian too, to talk to his mother properly, or in his mother tongue. And also probably Swedish, so that kid needs to choose from 4 languages. Imagine life's changing decision, hanging or the strap of a purse. What? I didn't get that one. Going to sleep sorry? You don't have to feel sorry for going to sleep. Have a good night, Dantae. I'm a little bit slow when it comes to reading those messages. I'm trying my best. But if I missed one of your messages, please just feel free to just repeat it. My god, I'm missing words today. If you do move to the US, don't move to Detroit or Indianapolis. I've been shot at there. Oh, did that happen? I mean, I've heard Detroit is pretty bad. I mean, Eminem is from Detroit, right? Yep. I mean, if I would move to the US, there are 3 locations or 3 parts where I'm interested in, just because I don't really know better. It's New York, but New York, a small flat is like $12 million. LA, because hey, I grew up listening to Dr. Dre, Tupac, California Love. I need to be in the West somewhere. Thug Life, West Coast, baby. Or Texas, but I'm a little bit afraid of Texas because of like I'm a little bit afraid of guns. I'm well aware that guns are everywhere in the US. You cannot escape guns. I'm just saying that as someone living in a very small town in Germany and not being very familiar of normal civilians running around with guns, that would make me very nervous, I think. I know Texas is not all guns. I know. I'm just saying, like, there are some states that have these open carry laws, and I think that would just, I don't know, man. I would just, like, maybe it's different if you're actually there and if everyone has a gun. Maybe it just at some point gets normal, right? But just thinking about the idea of someone just running around with a shotgun or something like that, that already would be enough to make me nervous. Unless it's a police officer, like our police officers and our military personnel run around with weapons as well, and I don't get nervous at events or something like that. If there's security and stuff like that with guns, I don't get nervous. But if I would be at a concert in Germany and I see 2 dudes or something like that carrying a gun, I would leave. And I would also call the cops probably. So changing that type of mentality to go from a place where civilians having guns is not very normal to go to a place where it is very normal, I think that will just require a lot of time. Texas is toned down Australia. I'd recommend not going to a big city to live. Austin, Dallas, and Houston are extremely liberal cities. Austin is where all the YouTubers live and streamers. So I would probably avoid that place. Dallas sounds cool. Or Houston. Or Tulsa. Because I currently watch the Tulsa King. And it's cool. It looks cool. It looks very empty. Comes close to my city. No one has a shotgun in public. Don't take what I say literal. I'm just saying, like, it is, like, it just, it's not, let me just say, it's just not normal for civilians in Germany to carry guns. I mean, people have gun permits here as well, but it's just not normal. Like, you wouldn't see a person, just a normal 50-year-old dad or something, carrying a gun. Even if it's in a, what is it called, like the holster thing? That's just not normal here. Most is a handgun. Most places like concert, you're not allowed to have them. See, that is something I didn't know. I can't sleep. It's been 3 minutes. Did you know there's like a military technique that makes you fall asleep, allegedly, in 15 minutes or within 15 minutes? You have to basically angle your ankles or your knees and your arms in a certain way and completely stay on like a flat surface almost. And that triggers some kind of baby mechanism and it makes you fall asleep within like 15 minutes. I tried it once, it did not work for me. But there are techniques for you to fall asleep very fast. There's also like a breathing technique that you can try where you breathe in, you hold it, and then you breathe in through your nose, you hold it, and then you breathe out very fast through your mouth. And if you do it a couple of times, that also basically slows everything down in our brain. That makes you fall asleep faster. I tried all of that shit, it doesn't work. There's only one thing that works, but that is 18 plus and not family friendly. There's literally only one thing that works, and if you have a significant other, you know what I mean. There's a 100% success rate with that. holding hands with your significant other, you'll fall asleep 2 seconds after that. Because it shuts us down. That's nature's way to let us fall asleep faster. I've only seen one person open carry. Although there wasn't a strap on the holster, I did not like that. Yeah, I mean, and if you didn't like that for someone that is basically like was born in like gun culture, if I can say it like that. If it's weird for you, imagine if someone like me sees something like that. Because there are no guns here in Germany. I mean, we have guns, and once again, I even have a friend that has an actual like gun permit. But you need to get like licenses and all of that shit, so it's not very easy to get that. My daily activity is driving from Miami TK New while hold a R15 in my lap every day. That was very hard to read, Techno. I'm sorry. Some states you're not even allowed to show that you have a handgun. Bro's live. Hi, Endless. Your channel has grown so much, man. Keep it up, bro. I mean, it really hasn't. There's one short that gave us 300 views overnight, 300 subscribers overnight. But welcome. How have you been? How are you doing? What are you trying to say, Jinyo? Your partner bores you to sleep? I did not say that. But for the sake of a family-friendly channel, which I'm not, but for the sake of our younger viewers, yes. Yes. I'm just gonna say yes. She doesn't watch the streams anyway, so we're fine. This is a Lady Jin free zone. I don't think you can open carry in New York or California. But is that something you care about? Like if you go from one state to another, like if you visit family or whatever, do you Google that stuff? Or like, what's the procedure? Because your states in America are probably they're as big as some European countries. And usually if you visit another European country, you also make sure that you read through a bunch of things. I'm okay, bro. What about you? I'm doing great. I'm doing very great. Thank you so much for asking. I hesitated a little bit because I just got an alert that we're gonna get an ad in 5 minutes. So, warning everyone that is not subscribed to the channel, which you can do with your Twitch Prime. You can use Daddy Bezos money to subscribe to me for free. And then, from your subscription, I get half, I get 50%, I get $2.50, and basically steal from Amazon. It's a steal! Well, just a heads up, 4 minutes, you get an ad. Your own partner doesn't watch you? I was wrong, she finds you boring. She doesn't have as much free time. She does not. I mean, I show her a bunch of shorts of mine, but she does not have the time to watch a 4-hour stream. She also doesn't care about the Twitch sphere at all. There are only a bunch of streams that we watch together, and those were like cooking related. There was another channel that we watched that had like crazy cosplays and whatnot, and makeup tutorials. That's pretty much it. She's not into gaming either. Other than like, I mean, she likes tabletop stuff, and she likes watching me play sometimes. On the screen, but it's not like, I don't want to bring age into that stuff, but it's just also not our range. I don't like open carry at all. I would much rather concealed. It just makes me safer, honestly. I cannot comment on that because I don't know how it will make me feel once I finally see it. But it's pretty much common sense that if you're in Deep South or the Midwest, that it's an open carry state. Speaking of games, have you ever played Jackbox games? Yes! Actually, Jackbox games used to be very frequent let me just give you a little bit of Jinyo lore, or Jinyo the streamer lore. I started streaming like 4 years ago. Like, I'm not new to streaming. Like, I rebranded a couple of times, so we were an actual person. I mean, we're still an actual person. I mean, but I used my actual body first, and I had a panda mask. That's why you still see panda-related stuff on this channel, because I actually had a huge mascot panda mask that I streamed with for... How many years did we stream with that? 2 years almost? I think 2 years. And then there was one particular summer where it was so hot that I literally died in my room. And then I realized it's time to look for alternatives. And then I switched to the VTuber scene completely. So I had a panda VTuber. One that you can still basically see a little bit. I mean, I can actually show it to you. I don't have to hide Pandaro. Pandaro is kind of cool. And you can also see the human being basically derived from the panda model. If that is a word, I don't know. It sounded nice in my head. Grandpa Jinyo. Thank you. We still love you, Grandpa Jinyo. Thank you so much. Panda Mask, are you Stephanie Sue's partner? I'm not. I just thought it was cool. But I definitely did not think to do that long term with the mask. Because that one particular summer, I think it was 2021, the summer 2021, it was the infamous summer 2021, where it was just extreme dryness and extreme weather in Germany, and I died. We don't really have air conditioning in Germany. It's not very common that apartments or houses, in fact, have air conditioning. So if your apartment heats up, it's like, sucks to be you, basically. You have to live with the heat. You're welcome for the VTuber. Yes, I remember you were the one recommending it. And there was another person, actually, who recommended that right when I started streaming. Like, when I, one of my, one or two streams when I had the mask, there was one dude, when I uploaded my very first Fall Guys highlight video, there was one dude that said, hey, why don't you use face rig and then have an actual, like, panda VTuber, like a real animal type of thing. I don't even know if face rig still exists, but it used to be a software that had, like, Fox VTubers, like actual animals, but as VTubers. And there was one dude recommending it, and I was like, nah, that's lame. I still want people to see my actual body, even though they couldn't see my face and my facial expressions, which are probably the most important part of an actual cam stream. But back then it made sense to me. I thought, no, I want people to show the real me, to some degree, at least. Yeah, and then we changed to the Panda VTuber. The Panda VTuber, unfortunately, which I also didn't know, I did not do my homework. I grew up with a lot of kids shows that had humanoid animals. So it was very natural to me, since I had a panda mask, that if I switched to a virtual avatar, that it would be a panda, like a humanoid panda. So we basically switched to Pandaro. Let me just show you Pandaro, because it's hard to describe it. Humanoid panda is not really telling you anything, right? Let me just show you Pandaro. He was a panda samurai. Look at this. So that was Pandaro. He had a more, to be honest, more complicated design than Jin. But still, all the elements are there. It's the yin and yang. It's the color scheme stayed pretty much the same. The bandana is probably the only thing that I let go from my brand, like really. Because I kind of like, I had a bandana on my panda mask too, like the actual panda mask. But the problem, it wasn't really a problem, it's more a thing that got more and more annoying. To a point where it completely like left a very bitter taste in my mouth. So people started associating this model with the furry community, and I have nothing against furries. I have nothing against the furry community, but every single time I uploaded something on YouTube, there was one comment that said something along the lines of, "Hey, you, lots of bad words, furry, bad words, bad words." Every single time I expressed my opinion, I'm not Asian, no. A lot of people also said, "Hey, you're like doing like appropriation and stuff like that." I just love, like, I grew up watching Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan's my favorite actor. I have so many fond memories of watching Jackie Chan movies with my grandpa. So Kung Fu and Chinese mythology and also like Japanese mythology in Japan was always something super fascinating to me. But I'm not Asian. So, long story short, I just got too many vile, very, very vile comments every single time I uploaded on YouTube, and I was like, okay, at this point, I need to rebrand because it's starting to affect me mentally, and that's not cool. Like, comments do hurt at some point. If you get frequent comments of people saying the most vile shit, and I showed you one of those comments like in the past. I screenshotted it, and there was so incredible. It was so vile, just because I had a panda model. Like there was nothing to justify what people wrote, but it was so incredibly vile. It was disgusting. Like even stuff involving my parents and whatnot. I'm like, why are you so fucking like disgusting, like and hateful for no reason? It was a short about Fortnite or something like that, because at that time I still played Fortnite. So it was also probably like a 10-year-old kid or 11-year-old kid. And like if that would be my nephew or something like that, if I would see my nephew write something like that on YouTube, no matter the context, I would beat the shit out of him. And at some point I was like, okay, I need to rebrand, because this is getting a little bit out of hand. Every single time I express my opinion on something on Twitter, people did not really read anything. They just looked at my profile picture, which was my VTuber avatar, and they just said, "Furry, shut up, furry. You're a furry. You have no you have no say in this." It's just, and I don't like the sexual furry stuff. I really don't, but I have nothing against it. Like, if you're into it, good for you. Like, and I mean it. Like, it's your thing, it's your life. I will not judge you for that. But the association with that sexual kink just got on my nerve. It just left a bitter taste, and I could not really see my model the same way anymore. It completely destroyed the innocence of that model, because once again, I grew up with so many shows that had humanoid animals. It was completely normal. There was even a show with like kangaroos. It was called Kangoos. And it was kangaroos playing basketball. There was a show called, in German it was called Captain Baloo und seine tollkühne Crew. And in English it's I think Tailgate, which was Baloo, the bear, from the Jungle Book, being a good pilot. I can even show it to you if we don't get copyright claimed. It might be, I don't know. But let me just show you the stuff that I grew up with. And to me, once again, it was completely natural to me when I created this VTuber, or the idea of the VTuber, that it would go in that kind of direction. Because to me, to my brain, it was like an innocent design, and then it was twisted and turned into this sexual stuff that I was like, nah, this is just weird, man. Not saying that kink is weird, just that you just automatically associate it. No matter what kind of things I believe in or stand for, you just automatically associate to that. And those vile comments on a daily basis, at some point it kind of broke me. They kind of won, you could say, all the haters. But it's just, once again, I couldn't look at my model anymore the same way, and I was like, this just sucks, man. The socks and flip-flops are still insane, yeah. But I'm not saying I'm giving up on Panda, though. If you read the idea of my manga, which will hopefully be created sometime in the next 10 years, Pandaro will be an essential idea of that manga. But I don't want to spoil that much. I'm just gonna tell you that the mods already read the first not transcript, but the first basically outline of the first chapter of the manga. It's gonna be a mix of Dragon Ball, Naruto, basically all Shonen Jumps mixed in together. Got inspiration from all of them, but mostly Dragon Ball. If I'm being honest, I'm stealing a lot from Dragon Ball, and also from one of my favorite, not one of my favorite, the favorite Jackie Chan movie, which is called the Snake in the Eagle's Shadow. I don't know if you've ever watched it. You should. It's fantastic. Hear you through my phone. I'm a lurk. Okay, fantastic. We have a lurk command. Use the lurk command next time, Lil Rhyme. Actually, it doesn't matter. It doesn't make any difference with the lurk command, but you'll get a nice message from Stream Elements bots if you use it. Wait, why am I on YouTube? Did I talk about showing you something? Pretty sure I went to YouTube to show you something, but I forgot. I honestly forgot. Why did I go to YouTube? What am I doing here? Who am I? Where am I? What are we gonna do on YouTube? Oh yeah, let me show you Captain Baloo und seine tollkühne Crew. Hell yeah. Oh shit, it's Walt Disney. There's a good chance. Let me just mute this. And I also want to monitor my stream. Or WWE fan, there's a good chance that our stream will be nuked because this might or might not be copyrighted material that we are taking a look at. So if the screen goes blank, that's because the automatic copyright system realized that this is copyrighted and then it just nukes it. Okay? So heads up. Just a warning. Just a warning. It's a good possibility that I might disappear. But this is the stuff, this is just one of the example of things that I grew up with watching. Like when I was like 9, 10-ish, I watched stuff like this. Disney time. Kabel 1, see? You see? Wait, I need to show you. See, it's a family. It's humanoid animals. Talking animals. Oh, Baloo. Baloo und seine Crew. Okay, let's not risk it. It's like 30 seconds. We don't have to watch the entire intro. But yeah, that is stuff that I grew up with. Or Darkwing Duck. I don't know if you knew Darkwing Duck. Basically like a cooler version of Donald Duck. Seriously, he was like a fighting, a criminal fighting. He was like a Batman version of Donald Duck. Where is he? 2, 1, Risiko. His intro was also pretty cool. Where is he? Ah, there he is. Chip and Dale is called Chip und Chap in German. I don't know why. But Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, also fantastic kids show. This is Darkwing Duck. Coolest shit ever. Darkwing Duck. 2, 1, Risiko. Okay, that is Darkwing Duck. See, now hopefully it makes more sense why I went with a panda avatar, because this is the stuff, Goofy and Max, this is the stuff that I grew up with, and it was perfectly normal to have an animal talking in a kids show. So when I created Pandaro, once again, I was basing it off of these kinds of shows that I grew up with. So you could imagine how my entire, shouldn't say worldview, but my innocence was broken when people showed me all of that shit, like furry related stuff, which it was a sphere, believe it or not, and I don't care if you believe me, I wasn't aware of. I wasn't aware of the existence of the furry sphere and all of the things associated to it. So yeah, when people presented me with all of that stuff, I was like, okay, maybe picking an humanoid or anthropological panda was not the best idea. Jinyo, as a soccer fan, did you ever watch Captain Tsubasa? Of course! No, it was still called Captain Tsubasa. It might be a different name in German. No, it was also Captain Tsubasa in Germany. Die tollen Fußballstars. And before Captain Tsubasa came out, there was another show, which is one of my favorite shows, and also the sound effect that you hear if somebody subscribes to the channel. Let me just show you the sound effect. I'm gonna show you the sound effect real quick. Need to trigger it through the dashboard. Just give me 1 second. 1 second. Alerts. Alert box. Was it the gifted sound one? No. Was it the normal subscriptions? Oh, yeah, it's the normal subscriptions. Just listen to the sound.
I'm gonna make them alerts they can't refuse.
That's just the test TTS. Okay? And that is from a show, the original title, or the English title is Ganbare Kikas, or Kikazu is like the original title. In German it was just called Die Kickers, which would translate to the kickers. So the guys kicking balls. And that show, you can actually watch the entire thing on YouTube. Somebody just uploaded the entire show on YouTube, which is fantastic. But that is the first soccer anime that I've ever watched, or the first sports anime that I've ever watched. Might even be the first anime that I've ever watched. And me and my brother, we woke up before school, when I watched this when I was in elementary school. And we woke up an hour before we had to go to elementary school just to watch the Kickers, because the Kickers played in the morning. It played the episode from the previous day in the morning. So before school, we watched what happened in the previous day, because we couldn't make it to the show when we came back from school. Yeah, I'm gonna show you. I'm not just gonna show you how it's being typed. I'm also gonna show you. Oh, it's called D-Kickers, and Kick-Ass. I forgot an S. You just have to add an S at the end. And let me just watch the first episode. Hopefully that doesn't get claimed either. Recognize that sound? That's our subscription sound. That's the first anime that I watched. And as you can see, I don't know if you watched Captain Tsubasa, but Captain Tsubasa kind of looks like, or Tsubasa kind of looks like the main protagonist in this show, which in German was called, he was called, the main protagonist in German was called Gregor, or Gregor. And I always thought the dude that made Kickers just went on and created Captain Tsubasa afterwards. But then, I think it was last year or the year before that, I realized that those two creators, those two manga artists, were completely unrelated. So it was two different shows. And I was like, how is that even possible? Because they look so similar. And I read a little bit more into it. And it just happened to be that the creator of The Kickers and the creator of Captain Tsubasa were basing off their main protagonists of like Maradona. So Gregor or Tsubasa in the other show are based off Maradona, which is probably why they look the same. But as a kid and also as a teenager and also as a grown up, I always thought it was the same author. Also, Mario looks like almost every male anime character at that time. If you ever watched a Mega Man show, Mario basically looks like Mega Man. Unsere Kickers, die schaffen es. Unsere Kickers, die schaffen es. Tor! Unsere Kickers sind bald Nummer 1. Denn sie sind ja Freunde, die sich prima verstehen. Hip, 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 hurra. Every single morning before elementary school. And the story is pretty wholesome because it is about, well, Gregor, who moves into town. And he joins the club called The Kickers, who never win games. They literally never win. Their nickname in the show is Never Winning Kickers, because they never win. And Gregor joins them, and they still do not win every single game yet. It's not like in other Shonen Jump where the protagonist immediately starts kicking ass. They still lose like the next, I don't know, 3 or 4 games, but they're getting closer to a win every single time, which is beautiful. Like, the message in the show is not really recreated in a lot of other shows because they don't win every single game. And even at the end, and this is a huge spoiler, I'm not exactly sure if I should spoiler it if you still want to watch it, but let me just say that the anime doesn't end the way you would think it would end. Like, if you ever watched a sports anime and you like watch the ending of a sports anime, this is not how it ends. But I can also say that it kind of ends abruptly. So the last episode doesn't feel like in the last episode. You would think there's another one coming, but it only has like 25 episodes or 26, and then it just stopped. It just stopped, which was not an issue in Germany because once Kickers ended, Captain Tsubasa basically filled the spot, and Captain Tsubasa was kind of cooler in a sense. Like, not to me, I still love the Kickers. And looking back now, I'm still a bigger Kickers fan than Tsubasa fan. But the thing is that with Tsubasa, you could actually see him grow as to a young adult, actually. And that is not the case with the Kickers. With the Kickers, you just see them being 10-year-olds for 25 episodes, and they stay 10-year-olds. But with Tsubasa, you see him even move to Brazil to play for a Brazilian club, and then he gets into the national team, and there's going to be a World Cup and all of that. So you actually see him progress through the years as a soccer player, and you don't see that here in Kickers. But it's still just the aesthetic, because you can see that everything is drawn with hand or by hand. It's just, you just see that in the backgrounds. It's just a fantastic, absolutely fantastic show, and I recommend it to you. I wanted to watch the original, and I couldn't find it. I'm pretty sure the only thing that exists of this show is on YouTube, and it's in German, because it was super successful in Germany and super popular. If you take a look at the comments, it's all a bunch of, disabled comments? Maybe we can watch it here. Because I showed this to my nephew as well, and my nephew watched all the episodes. But a lot of the comments were like, hey, I remember this watching in the 90s. I remember watching this as a kid. Like, all of these comments are basically a bunch of people my age and are like, oh my god, I missed this so much. Nostalgia 3000, somebody writes here. Nostalgie, which means nostalgia in German. This guy writes, schade, dass es solche Animes im TV nicht mehr gibt. Mila, die Superkickers, Glücksbärchis, alles weg. He says, it's sad that those types of animes don't exist in TV anymore. Like Mila, the superstar, I don't know if you knew who that is, but it's basically the first volleyball anime. It was about a girl called Mila, which I never watched, but we all like we all knew the intro song of Mila because it was very catchy. A lot of these old German animes were had very catchy intro songs. Yeah. Those were the days, man. Those were the time. As you can see in the playlist over here. Wait, am I in the correct scene? Yes, I am. I watched a bunch of these with my nephew together, and then he finished it by himself at home. And as you can see at episode 26, it ends. And once again, it does not have a true ending. Like, it just ends. It basically ends like a normal episode. So there's not a narrator going, and this was the tale of the kickers or something like that, and we'll never see them again or stuff like that. It just ends. I don't know why. I feel hand-drawn anime back then had a vibe character that modern anime lacks. Yeah, that is why I feel like I couldn't really get into, like, I couldn't become a super fan of Dragon Ball Super, even though I grew up with Dragon Ball. Like, I grew up with Dragon Ball, I watched Dragon Ball Super, and I was like, yeah, okay, it's kind of cool, but there is something that is missing, and it starts with the villains, it starts with all the new stuff that they just added, and it's just, I don't know, man. Reusing too many things from the past is also not good. And I think Dragon Ball Super did a lot of it, where they're like, oh no, we need to team up with Frieza. Why? Why not team up with Cell? It's so dumb. And then Frieza all of a sudden gets a new form, and from what I've heard, spoiler alert, he gets even a second form now, like a second new form that is even stronger than everything else that we've seen so far. And the power scaling is just off. It's broken. I'm not a fan. I'm sorry. Like, I like it, but I'm not. The kid that was incredibly into Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z is not into Dragon Ball Super like that. Oops, let me just switch. Not an anime, but did you watch Takeshi's Castle? Of course I did. Takeshi's Castle was also very big in Germany. Oh shit! And there's something. We probably don't have the time for it today, but keep an eye out on. Maybe I'll just upload it separately as a reaction. But I found a show that's basically Takeshi's Castle, and it's not Takeshi's Castle, but it gets Takeshi's Castle vibes because it has like obstacles for skaters. It's a Japanese skater show with obstacles, and the goal is to obviously like reach the end. It's so cool. I forgot the name, but if you type in skaters obstacle in Japan or something like that, you'll probably find the show. I found this probably 4 or 5 months ago, and I totally forgot to show you. Maybe I showed it to you and I forgot that I showed it to you. Those are the two possibilities. But yeah, I have once again I have very fond memories of those times. And those things are still, like, when I talk to my brother, for example, we sometimes use certain terms, or we compare to certain characters in Kickers. Because Kickers is the only anime that I really watch with my brother. My brother is not an anime person at all. He's 5 years older than me, so when I was in elementary school, he was already in fifth or sixth grade. So he did watch Kickers with me, but he did not get into the Dragon Ball hype. He was already too old for that type of thing, so he never turned into an anime fan at all, apart from Kickers. And we can still laugh to this day about stuff from the Kickers. Only like Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z, like Yellow Super Saiyan, I can understand, but it just feels too repetitive when it's red and then blue. Yeah, and then kind of white with Ultra Instinct. And it's just, I don't know. Again, I feel like the fights are kind of pointless because everyone becomes friends, and then it's just like, hey, whoever wins this tournament is gonna be the only universe that stay alive. The other universe will be wiped out. Oh, now I became friends with Goku. Now I will not wipe out everything. It's just like, it's so pointless. I'm sorry. I'm gonna hurt a bunch of people's feelings. But it's just, no. There was actually something at stake when Goku fought Piccolo in Dragon Ball, in the original Dragon Ball. There was something at stake when Goku fought Frieza. He did it for all Namekians and also technically for all Saiyans. There was something at stake when the Cyborgs and Frieza showed up. It basically prevented a future that Trunks already went through. Future Trunks. There was something at stake when Boo came around. And if you remember, all of these villains were fantastic because those villains went through evolutions themselves. You don't really had an opponent that started as a small little bug and then turned into basically Super Saiyan 2, which was Cell, for example. Or Boo, who was a fat, goofy blob and then turned into this badass looking foe or enemy, villain. And then turned into something even like more evil when he went into his small Super Boo version. Same with Frieza. Frieza, like the legendary phrase, like, you haven't even seen my final form yet. It was crazy. I loved all the fights against Jiren, for example. I think the fighting choreography or the choreographies in general were way better in Super. I'm not saying Super was boring in any regard, but it's just like it did not had the same depth as the original Dragon Ball and Dragon Ball Z had. So you like the Kickers Tsubasa's Dragon Ball, so you like Japanese balls. Did you ask me all of those questions to build up to that joke? I just like I guess Japanese manga culture or just anime culture. Japan is also on my list. Not on places I want to migrate to, but definitely places I want to visit. Japan plus TV shows, health and safety violations. Yeah, and they still have those shows. Like, game shows in Japan are still very popular. It just popped in my head. Okay, I believe you. Okay. So I was kind of expecting people wanting to play something together today, like, I don't know, Fall Guys, Fortnite, to celebrate the milestone, but it doesn't seem that way. Maybe tomorrow. Tomorrow I should be able to start way sooner, and I promise this time around, because I don't have to prepare 12 different scenes. I have a bunch of games in stock now that we could play tomorrow. We could once again finish God of War. I think the majority wants me to play games, like when it comes to single player games, and then also finish them and not rotate multiple single player games. So we now have probably the option to finish God of War or rotate it with something like Trading Card Simulator, which is not a single player game or a story-based single-player game. So maybe we should do that tomorrow. Maybe we should progress a little bit with God of War. Or the other option is to just drop God of War at this point, because yeah, are people still invested in the story? I don't like having unfinished projects on my channel. There was only one game so far that I never fully uploaded on any of my channels, and that was the Spirit game. I forgot the name. Something Spirits. It was the game that looked like a Pixar movie. I still have it in my Epic Games library. Give me a second, because I'll go crazy if I cannot remember the name. Was something Call of the Spirits. Library. All games. Where is it? Ah, there it was. There it was. I skipped it. Kina Bridge of Spirits. I knew it was something with spirits. So that is the only game that I completely finished, but never really uploaded the entire playthrough on YouTube. And usually I like to avoid that because there are some people that started watching the God of War gameplay, and I don't want to disappoint the people by not finishing it, because there's nothing worse than watching a couple of hours on one part or two parts of a playthrough, and then you realize, oh shit, there's not a third part. Where did the third part go? So let's try and finish God of War. We don't have to 100% it, but we should at least go through the main story, and then we can start playing something else. And the options we have for that particular something else are very big. Once again, I have 2 Game of the Years that I have not touched. I have Baldur's Gate, haven't touched that. I mean, I did touch it. I did play it a bit in my free time, not gonna lie, but I haven't finished it. I played it during the time my cat was a little bit sick, so I needed something to distract me. But I forgot most of it, and every playthrough is different anyway, so it doesn't really matter. So Baldur's Gate is an option. Elden Ring is an option. We could continue Minecraft. That is also an option. Minecraft Hardcore Run needs to be continued as well. We have the usual ones, the ones that we can play basically on any single any day of the week. We have Fortnite, we have Fall Guys. What else? I currently have the Game Pass, so whatever comes to the Game Pass is something we can play as well. Tomorrow Call of Duty comes out, so maybe we should play Call of Duty. I'm usually not a Call of Duty person, so Call of Duty could probably be an option as well. Not exactly sure if it comes to Game Pass Game 1 though. Does it? Does Call of Duty come to Game Pass tomorrow as well? Does somebody know? Call of Duty Game Pass. Wait, it says Call of Duty Black Ops 6 is already playable on Game Pass? What the fuck? Why did Xbox not tell me? Where is it? Currently looking through the Game Pass games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3? That's not it. Let me just... Call of Duty. Black Ops 3. Standard Edition, Windows. Oh, you can install it now, but it's not playable. Wait, it says playable in 18 minutes? Okay, you don't really see it because I did not share my screen, but it says it's available in 18 minutes. I won't be fast enough to download it and also prepare all the scenes for it, but yeah, I will probably, like, if there's some interest, we could play Call of Duty tomorrow. Or if you want me to play Call of Duty, I will. Is there a story mode? Because I will probably suck playing competitively, like online, because I haven't played Call of Duty competitively ever since Modern Warfare 1. Was it Modern Warfare 1 or 2? The one where you start off with being in Chernobyl, like where the nuclear reactors, the power plants exploded basically, or overheated. That's the last Call of Duty I played competitively online. Pretty sure it was Modern Warfare 1. So I have no idea if I could like compete in those like modern Call of Duty games. I have to get going, but Jinny, congrats again on 500. Till next time, bud. Till next time, thank you so much for stopping by. and celebrating with me. And since there is nobody that wants to play like multiplayer games together, I think we can also end this here and leave the stream as what it is, a little celebration for 500 subscribers. Now we are close to 700, so thank you so much once again for joining, either recently or in the past. And our next goal is 1,000. Next goal is 1,000, and tomorrow I'll be live way sooner, around like 3 p.m. ish, hopefully, and then we'll play something. It's either gonna be the new Call of Duty, or it's gonna be one of the other games that we have in store. So take care. Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by. Remember to subscribe if you haven't already, if you watch this later on, and also like punch the like button. We need to be recommended by the system. What the hell is that in the background? Jinyo. Okay. Last note, if anyone ever makes fun of you again, let me know. I'll send an army of my Canadian geese. They're Canada's alternative to nuclear weapons. I mean, there's a quote of Kobe Bryant that I posted a while ago. I did not memorize it, but let me take a look at my post. It should be here somewhere. Oh yeah. Haters are a good problem to have. Nobody hates the good ones, they hate the great ones. Rest in peace, Kobe. And with that, I wish you a nice remaining Thursday, and we'll see each other tomorrow. Definitely. That's a promise. Okay? Take care of yourself. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you so much for being here. And adios. See you around. Tomorrow. Bis bald. Tschüss. Auf Wiedersehen. Ciao.